Afternoon and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this afternoon. Let's just let everyone catch up first of all before we break into the video. Where is it? If we go click on here. Currently a few viewers online this afternoon. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Just check this. There we go. So first of all, first in was John. And he says, are they going to tell us how much the shares have gone up? 1976. Doc says he's about to break wind. And John says, I need to go back to work in 5 minutes. Hail, hail, says Dan. And Gareth Williams says, hi, all. So, Celtic. The reason of this video, Celtic have been pretty quiet today on social media. Are Celtic about to announce the first signing of the transfer window? Yes, that is the speculation that I think Celtic, when you look at their social media today, Celtic's social media team are usually quite active around about this time of the transfer window, but you can always tell when Celtic are about to sign a player because they go on radio silence. They go on complete radio silence due to the fact that the media team are doing all the stuff with a new player. I could be totally just adding to the speculation, but it seems a bit odd this afternoon that Celtic have been completely quiet. Let's jump back into the comments before we talk about it a bit more. Gareth is in, John Milne's in, any signings? I think there might be something happening in the background, John. Northampton Tim is in, Stephen Pointer's in from South Africa. Who really cares is in, James Clark's in, Lanky is in. He's good afternoon all. Good afternoon to you, Lanky. Roseanne is in. Gemma's in. How are you, Gemma? Mackenzie's in. And Opinionated Glaswegian is in. Jeff is in. Desmond Donegan. Craig's in. And there's several mothers just happening. So, when you look at the Celtic social media today, rumour mill, my dad's back up. Oh, interesting. But anyway, let me get on with this, Lanky. When you look at the Celtic social media today, Celtic on Facebook haven't posted at all today. They posted happy birthday to James Forrest yesterday. Now, when you jump over to the land of Twitter, where they can automate everything, they can automate everything on Facebook as well. But all Celtic have done today is reposted stuff, which suggests that they're lacking content for today. And I find that completely strange considering that we had a game on Friday. So there is still some hangover of the content that you could use for that. They would have been in doing some kind of training on Sunday, I suggest. They might just leave it to Monday. But even though they were playing Friday night, I think Brendan would have had them in on Sunday because it is pre-season after all. When you look at the post 5 hours ago, there's something new. That's one that's been retweeted from Celtic FC Women about getting your season ticket. 21 hours ago, less than 24 hours to go for your Celtic FC Women's season ticket. And then it was the 7th of July. They have been very quiet today, just reposting. We have drawn to face Montrose, the second round of the Sky Sports Cup. The tie is scheduled to be played on the 29th of September. So you can say that for the women team. So that's been reposted. They've reposted Manchester City going on about playing the champions of Scotland. Get your tickets now for America. And they also reposted Brendan Rodgers on Celtic TV. So it seems to be something going on in the background today. I just think it seems a bit quiet. All they've done all day on Twitter is repost old content. Less than 3 weeks to go until Celtic FC Foundation Notre Dame dinner night. That you could say that's a new post, but that's probably a scheduled post that's been uploaded to whatever platform that Celtic use to schedule posts like that, because they will do a lot of that, especially when they're travelling and when they're in America. The different time zones, stuff will get posted at Celtic part time, not America time. And like I say, when you go over to Facebook, all that Celtic haven't posted a single thing today. So where's the media team? Don't give me this nonsense that they're on holiday. There's not a chance that they're on holiday. For me, it suggests that Celtic are maybe doing something in the background. Brendan Rodgers did say that he wanted things to happen this week. And you know what Celtic are like for a 6:30, 6 p.m. announcement when it comes to things like this. If they can get the players that they want in the back door at Celtic Park or Lennoxtown without anyone noticing, I heard Leicester are coming in for a 50. I noticed that I'm going to go into some of the headlines just now. I'll talk about the Leicester thing. So I noticed a Leicester one from the Leicester News, the Foxes of Leicester weblog. Why Matt O'Reilly would be a good Leicester signing. I don't think they're going to come in with a 50 million. I think that's just way off the mark. But it's just another. It's just would Matt O'Reilly realistically would Matt O'Reilly go to Leicester? No. That is a non-starter for me. When you look, but Matt O'Reilly knows that he has the world at his feet. Now, Leicester City, you could say, it's an English Premiership team, blah, 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 blah. He's not going to, Matt O'Reilly doesn't want to just go and be mediocre. If that was the case, Matt O'Reilly would have jumped and he would have pushed. Matt O'Reilly would have pushed any player when Atletico Madrid come calling, right? When one of the biggest clubs in Spain comes calling, the chance for you to go and live in Madrid, the chance for you to live that lifestyle, you do not turn down Atletico Madrid and you do not say to the manager, no, I don't fancy that. And you don't then say, yeah, I fucking want to go to Leicester. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Matt O'Reilly, he knows that his stock could be way up here and he can go to a much better club than Leicester. If Leicester want to come in with a bid of 50 million, then that's just ridiculous. They will not do that. It's Big Virgil's birthday today, is it? Well, there you go. And he's a Liverpool player. He's a Liverpool captain. Happy Monday, says Alana. Happy Monday, Baz, and everyone. I wonder what today will bring. For me, I think there's something going on, and it's only my view. It's only one Celtic fan's view. Everyone here is allowed their own view. But the social media at Celtic, genuinely, historically, when things like this have happened, Celtic come out and make a 6 p.m. announcement. So watch out for 6 o'clock tonight, Celtic Park time. Watch out between 5 and 6, just in case they sneak out a little announcement. Just in case. You know what they're like. And it's maybe there's something going on in the background and they're just waiting for everything to come. You never know. You never know. But Brendan Rodgers did say that he wanted players in the door this week. And we're going to CelticFC.com. Let's see. And look at obviously the fixtures that we do have coming up. Obviously on Wednesday evening at 7:45, we do have Queen's Park. There will be no Celtic fans at that, but then Sunday. So it looks to me like Celtic will be flying out on Friday afternoon. If Brendan Rodgers wants to get players in, he's got 4 days to get them in before we travel to America, which means there may be something going on at Celtic Park this afternoon that the social media team have been up to their eyes in it, taking the photographs of the new players or new player. You never know. You never know with Celtic. But with the teams that have been playing in Europe now down to just a few, could be the fact that any player that is coming to Celtic that has been playing in the Euros is now free. And they do play on Sunday at 1 o'clock in the, well, it's 12:30 Celtic Park time. It'll be 1:30 European time, 1:30 in the morning. I'm not staying up for that. Manchester City will be midnight at Celtic Park on the 24th of July. Jesus, 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't think I'll be staying up for that. I think the only one I'll probably the only one I will see will be the Chelsea game. That's on at 10 o'clock at night on Saturday. 10 o'clock on a Saturday night. That'll be 9 o'clock Celtic Park time. Who realistically is going to stay up to 9 o'clock? Goalkeeper announcement incoming, says the truth teller. Boy for Benny Offer says real Huffate. Needs to put in some good shifts this season. Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the Rio situation because Leicester is going nowhere. Yeah, I don't think that. I think when you come to the Matt O'Reilly, we'll talk about Matt O'Reilly first, and then we'll go into Rio Attack. Any speculation about O'Reilly going down to an English Premiership team, it's going to have to be a top four team. It's going to have to be a top four team if Matt O'Reilly was to make the jump this summer. I don't think he will go to this summer. Scott Bain signed a year extension. Scott Bain signed an extension a couple of seasons ago. That's why Celtic know that he's going to be the number two. And could it be the fact, anyway, that's just all speculation. It is the fact that I'm going to update the Celtic because you never know. They might just sneak something out when we're live on air. Notre Dame, 2 hours ago. Celtic have been drawn to East Kilbride and the Celtic FCB. Nah, see, everything that the club has put out today, the club's been on radio silence and especially on Facebook, which means that the social media team have got other things on their mind. And Brendan Rodgers did say, anyway, Rio Hatate. What did we think about Rio Hatate? Rio Hatate is obviously, I did mention it in this morning news, breaking news. James McCarthy's been found. Oh, Jesus. The boy from Ben Elfer says, if Rio wants away, it's goodbye from me. Have they paid McCarthy off? I've no idea if they've paid McCarthy off. But the fact that he's never. I've said it before. McCarthy must have nude pictures. He'll Peter Lawwell's wife or something. He must do. He must do. He must have nudes of Peter Lawwell's wife, McCarthy extension. But Rio Hatate, this is 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row that Rio Hatate has spoken in the media about his wish to play at a higher level. Now, we all know what happened at the beginning of the last season. Rio Hatate's form was absolutely ridiculous. And the fact that he didn't get. I mean, players can want away from Celtic. Players can want to move away from Celtic all they want. But if they can go on and produce it on the bigger stage, yeah, they're fine. I'm fine with that. If they go on and if Rio Hatate grabs the game by the scruff of the neck in the Champions League this year and bosses games and then he gets his move then, fine. The exact same as what could have happened with the one and only Matt O'Reilly. He looked good in the Champions League. He looked really comfortable at that level against Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid went, do you know what? He's a cracking young player. He's just in early 20s. Do you know what I mean? He's a cracking young player. He's got a lot of room for growth as a player and a talent. We're going to offer Celtic 18 million for him and take him on loan at the end of the season. Let's see if they'll do it. They put their money where their mouth is. There's all these teams down in England. Nobody's come in with a bid for Matt O'Reilly yet. Not one person has come in for a bid for Matt O'Reilly. And that is, as it stands just now, that's where we're at Celtic. There's not been one solid bid on the table for Matt O'Reilly. It is all just been noise. Anyway, let me see if there's any more headlines kicking around. No, it's just all speculation. Damien Duff, Celtic. Nothing at all. But anyway, the Celtic social media is really, really quiet, which leads to the speculation, are the Celtic media team about to announce, is Celtic about to announce something big is going on? Anyway, let's jump into the comments section because it was just a quick live this afternoon, only staying on for the 15 minutes or so. There has been, there's 262 current viewers, been over 513 viewers of the video so far. Right, Paul Kane says, "Hail, hail, boys." Opinionated Glasgow says, "McCarthy is doing a bobo." Um, Matt O'Reilly won't even get to carry the water bottles for a top team, a top four team. If he goes to England, it'll be Leeds, Everton, Leicester on 50k a week, says 1976 Doc. Now, James McCarthy is going out with Peter Lawwell's daughter. It's he's maybe he's not. Paul McCune says afternoon, hail hail Celtic, and the women's Celtic as well, hail hail. Mo says McCarthy lives 3 minutes walk from Lawwell. Well, there has to be something in that. Opinionated Glaswegian, as Lethco tried to bump us that with that 20 million bid. Did they try to bump us though? Realistically, did they seriously? Did they try to bump Celtic with a 18 to 20 million bid? Do we really think that Matt O'Reilly is a £33 million player? In all honesty, and also, do you really? Not one Celtic fan would turn around and say Celtic last season, the beginning of last season. Not one Celtic fan would say we're going to sell Matt O'Reilly for 30 million. No one, not a single player, not a single Celtic fan would have said that. Not a chance. They would, if we got 25 million for Matt O'Reilly, Celtic fans would be saying, take the money all day long. When Atletico Madrid come in with an offer at 18 million plus add-ons, was that an unrealistic bid? Seriously? Matt O'Reilly even said that it affected his form afterwards and going on for the rest of the season. But was it a chancer of a bid, or was it a realistic offer? And they thought that it was his valuation. You've got to remember, at the exact same time, they did bring in another youth player for 20 million that was only 18. and he was only 18, and they spent 20 million. Oh, it's not a WhatsApp. Who's that? Let me just check. Is that WhatsApp? Oh no, it's work. It's go. Let me just read this. Oh, it's not seen so man. No, that's another YouTuber that's doing stuff in Spain. It's Scottish. Anyway, if it's true, Chelsea are looking at Matt O'Reilly. Look, there's lots of teams looking at Matt O'Reilly until a bid comes in. They can look at them all they want. They're not going to see anything from Matt O'Reilly at pre-season. They're going to be looking back at his stats and everything from last season. Now, clubs like that, there's activity in the transfer market already down south. There's a lot of transfer activity going on already. If Matt O'Reilly was a number one target of anyone, that would have happened by now. It would have happened by now. The bids would have been on the table. The fact that there has been no bids. If Bassey's worth 27 million, O'Reilly's worth more. Is Bassey worth 27 million? I have no idea. McCarthy must have pics of Lowell pumping a dog, says Willie Larson. Steve Chalmers says, afternoon, Baz, 1976. Doc says, Matt O'Reilly was posted missing from November to March. He didn't have injuries. He could have been dropped. He was our worst player for 4 months. He's never a 30 million player on current form. But that's what I'm saying. And I mean, was an 18 to 20 million bid unrealistic? Or are Celtic being unrealistic on what they now want for Matt O'Reilly and upwards of 30 million? You need to be an international before you come into the 30 million bracket. I don't think so. The truth teller, that's a lie. Jesus, I should have got water for that. That's a lie because look at how many players in England go for 30 million that are not international players. There's an abundance of mediocre players down in England that get sold for 30 million plus, and real mediocre players, and it's just that market is just crazy. Lanka says it's not Celtic related, but Madrid have just signed a goalkeeper, so maybe their backup Moldovan might come to us. And the fee Madrid want is 2.5 million. Moldovan was in the Euros with Romania. He's only 26-year-old. That's an interesting one. Take it that's the Real Madrid backup keeper. Ajax have is for big Shirley Bassey. What is it? Is Rogers leaving? No, Rogers is not leaving. He is not leaving at all. But if you've just joined the video, we're talking about the fact that Celtic's social media today has been very quiet. Celtic have posted absolutely nothing on Facebook. I'm just doing an update. And this generally happens when there's things going on in the background at Celtic Park. And the last thing that they posted yesterday was semi-final Bound Cup. Congratulations to Alistair Johnson and Canada, who have reached the semi-finals of the Copa America last night with a penalty shootout over Venezuela. And then they posted yesterday at 9:30 in the morning, happy birthday to Celtic FC's James Forrest. Have a great day, Jamesy. When you look at the land of Twitter, Celtic have only been reposting content today, which means that their social media guys are generally busy doing other things. And when they're generally busy doing other things, it means that there's a new player in the in the grounds of Lennoxtown. There's a new player in the back door of Celtic Park getting his pictures taken. Could be true, but Brendan Rodgers did say that he wanted in new faces before the team heads to America. The team head to America on Friday. They do play on Sunday, and maybe even before then that they head to America, because if they play on the Saturday evening, they're not going to get, let me just see, Sunday. So it's Saturday evening in America, Sunday morning here. Celtic maybe leave on Thursday then. Do Celtic leave on Thursday after the Queen's Park game? It's all speculation, but they're either going to leave Thursday or Friday at the latest to play the game against DC United on Saturday evening. They're going to have to, they want to get there and trying to get a bit acclimatized, first of all, because I was speaking to an American this afternoon, and he says that the humidity in America is far worse than it is in Europe, hence the games that are generally at night. But that means that Celtic need to be doing stuff between now and Thursday. They need to get transfer deals done today, tomorrow, Wednesday, And hopefully, you would want them done in the next 3 days because you're not going to get a transfer done and then the guy jumps on his plane. The guy needs to have a seat on the plane for starters. You know, the guy has to have a seat on the plane unless Celtic are just charting a complete flight to themselves. That's only just speculation. Gmail, that's it. But anyway, how long have we been on this live stream? We've been on for 20 minutes, 5 minutes longer than what I wanted. It's currently 304 viewers. If any news breaks this evening, we will be live once again. The rumour doing around at Leicester and Niddy signing from Leicester, Atletico Madrid. Virgil van Dijk was the only time he proved himself at top level, increased his value. That's how it works. Says and the boy for Benny Oliver says we need a long-term goalkeeper solution. Age has to be a factor this time. And Kaiser's late into the building, saying "Yo legend," and the opinionated Glaswegian says, "Oh, goal, we should always be asking top dollar. Look at Virgil van Dijk. We only got 12 million for him. Scottish football is undervalued for long enough. So we're going to hold off and we're going to end this live today. If any more breaking news, and you know how Celtic love that little 5 p.m., 6 p.m. little bit of information dropped. Hopefully, today is the day that we get our first signing through the door. It is just speculation, I may add, on the observation that Celtic social media team have been on radio silence today. And that only happens when Celtic media team are doing something in the background. Anyway, on that note, have an absolutely fantastic day, Celtic fans all around the world. Make sure to check out the channel